Hey and welcome to another video. Today we're just on the outskirts of Sutton in Ashfield in Nottingham. So behind us there used to be the Sutton in Ashfield North Station. This is what's known as now the Scarborough Trail. So this line previously ran from Kirkby in Ashfield through Sutton in Ashfield and ended up towards Pleasley and Pleasley Colliery, which is the destination of this little walk today. It's tarmacked off. There's not really anything to see like ballast or rails wise, but if we come across anything like bridges or any old little relics of the line, eventually we'll get to the old Pleasley pit as well, and we'll give you a bit of footage and talk about that as well. So let's see you further down. We're going to begin our journey in the little Nottinghamshire town of Sutton in Ashfield. We didn't get to see Sutton in Ashfield town station, but we started on the road just to the north of that station where the site was, and we're heading off towards Scarborough for Stanton Hill station. Next up we pass the junction which would have taken us towards Teversall, and we head towards our final destination of Pleasley and Pleasley Colliery. Images of Sutton in Ashfield town station were hard to come by, but thankfully I managed to come across this one, and it shows you the front fascia of the station, and just notice the smart casual clothing what the potential passengers are wearing. Next up is a passenger working in the station. I believe is heading in the direction of Nottingham. So there were a few other railway stations along this line. So we've got the Sutton in Ashfield North, then we've got Scarborough further down. Now that's not far from here. Now that was opened in 1898. I'm lacking any other information on the other stations, but they must have opened around about the same time. It closed, I believe, well, it was closed before 1965 as it was demolished in 1965. So we're coming up to Mansfield Road. There's some beautiful cuttings along here. So on this side and on the other side, they're very, very high, these cuttings. It's beautiful and green down here. All you can hear is the birds. And Joanne's a little bit further up talking away quite loudly. So yeah, so we'll get to Mansfield Road. We'll cross over that. Then that should, whether there's any remains I don't know, but it was the station for Scarborough and Stanton Hill. So that's Buttery Lane we've just walked up, and this would have been the access road and the site of the station. So this was Scarborough for Stanton Hill. There's no trace of any station whatsoever, but you can tell by the width of it and the shape of it that it would have been, you know, a platform there, probably a platform there, and a few buildings all around. Right, I'll show you some pictures of the station if I can get them, and we'll keep carrying on. Here's a fine image looking in the direction of Nottingham, and Scarborough station is behind us. On the right hand side you can see Buttery Lane, and this is the road we used to approach the station site just now. And just look at this. This is absolutely astounding. It's got to be in the earliest part of the 1900s. Everyone is just so smart. They seem to take pride in their job and what they look like. Beautiful picture. And finally, we've got this freight working coming into the station. I believe it is again is heading in the direction of Nottingham. And just note the little schoolboy on the platform edge there. Absolutely beautiful. And the wooden planks which are the platform floor. So the junction, it splits, so we're going to take this one straight down towards Pleasley. That one over there would be a line that would take you off towards Teversall. So that is a link up to the Teversall Trail, which we'll be doing at a later date. So look at that. That is such a steep drop. That's a good 70, 80, maybe even 100 feet down. Right at the bottom of there, we've got the River Meaden. So we're about half a mile from Scarborough station in that direction, so that's where we've come from, and there's this immediate drop to the right. You wouldn't believe how high up you actually were. On the opposite side it's just trees and bushes, but it's a similar drop. Might be pretty much the same really, so yeah, it's absolutely a huge embankment this is.
Basically, it seems that we've found quite a little treasure coming down here. So close to home, you don't expect to see such beauty. What's your opinion?
To be honest, you can't believe that you've just left the, you know, the bustling market town of Sutton in Ashfield probably like half an hour ago. You know you're on the outskirts of Mansfield itself over there, but there's nothing around you. It's just fields, trees and birds, and there's the River Meaden down there, and it's just this vast embankment of a disused railway line from around about 53 years ago. So shortly after that deep drop, we've now gone back into a steep cutting. It's just completely changed just like that. So over in that direction, a couple of miles would be in Teversall. 5 or 6 miles in the other direction, you'd have us in Mansfield. So at this stage we're just coming off the track bed and then we're dropping down. So clearly there's a bridge or a small viaduct that has disappeared from this location. We're about half a mile away from Pleasley Pit. So if I can find any images of this bridge, I find it very unlikely it will, and I'll pop them on. The track bed's coming this way, and it clearly went down here, but for some unknown reason the path's going to take us up there. So the railway went that way. There's obviously some reason why that's blocked off. Might become clear when we get to the other side. So that's where we've just come up. It looks like it's just an infilled bridge. So there's the track going across there to the fields. We'll now go back down the other side and the track bed will reappear. And we're just on the edge of Pleasley Pit. So that's where the cutting comes out from where the filled-in bridge is. And we're now taking the trail. So you can see where the track bed was. It's like a lush green lawn now. And a little bit of a track that we can follow to the other end. So we're coming off the trail now, so that's that completed, and just around this bend we're going to take you to see Pleasley Pit. So here we've got Pleasley Colliery, must be around about the 1930s, the 1940s. We've got the little plank coal wagons in the foreground. Notice the two chimney stacks side by side with the pit winding wheels either side of those. Another nice little shot here showing the variety of branded wagons, the plank wagons, and we've even got a Stanton wagon on the right hand side. And another image showing lines and lines of wagons. We've got the steam locomotive shunter at the bottom, we've got the pit wheels, you can just make out one of the chimney stacks, the pump house and various other buildings. Absolutely beautiful image. So that's Pleasley Pit. Now that opened way back in 1898 and it carried on producing coal until 1983. We will be back at a later date to have a look around. So that's the end of the Scarborough Trail from Sutton in Ashfield all the way through to Pleasley Pit. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you enjoyed the walk, hope you enjoyed the overhead shots. Hope you enjoyed Joanne and Jake and myself. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.